Today's shiur we are in the middle of Perek Vav, Shemuel Aleph, middle of Perek Vav.
Page what? 40?
Page 40. We went up to Pasuk Vav, so let's go a little bit of review what happened so far. So we had the incident that the Jewish people took the Aaron to the war. Perek Vav, Shemuel Aleph, Perek Vav, Pasuk Vav. We're gonna take it from Pasuk Vav. So we had the incident that they took the Aaron. Vav. Bad. We have an incident that they took the Aaron to the war, seemingly with the Luchot, and the Aaron was stolen by the Palestinians, and they killed the sons of Eli. Eli also died once he heard the news. And then the Perek Vav started with telling us the Aaron was there for 7 months, right? And we had in last Perek what happened to the Palestinians. First of all, their idol broke, and then they got this disease of
rats going inside their bodies.
That's right, rats, and with the hemorrhoid on top of it, the rats were going in the bodies, they're eating their intestines. So this Perek we started on Monday, and they said that the Aaron was there for 7 months, and we also said the 7 months had to do somehow with the Avraham Avinu that made treaty with the Avimelech, Melech Palestine. It's a midrash, okay? But we have to find it. And on top of it, I have another chidush for you. Rashbam says, you are familiar with Rashbam. These days we're doing Baba Batra. Once Rashi passed away, his grandson Rashbam writes the commentaries. So Rashbam says that the whole Akedat Yitzchak was, it says starts with what? Vayi achar davar ma'ale. Right? Vayi achar davar ma'ale. What after what happened? After Avraham made treaty with Avimelech, these things happened to him. Why? And Hashem said, "Oh, you're making treaty with them, so you worried about your children, grandchildren.
You want what?
You worried about your children, grandchildren. You made a treaty with them against what I want. Okay, now bring your son as a sacrifice. Let's see if you're gonna have children, right? Your only son, bring it to the sacrifice as a sacrifice. That was according to Rashbam. Part of the Nisayon was part of the Hashem was like kind of giving him almost like a punishment for doing such a thing. That's Rashbam. Okay, so 7 months was there, and they, after all this disease they got and all these people that they died, they said, let's try to figure out what to do with him. They called up the governors of the Palestinians. There were 5 regions, 5 towns of Palestinians. They all came, the 5, and said, you know what? You have to send it back.
It's like the 5 boroughs.
Mm-hmm.
And Sodom was 5 cities also.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So how are you going to send it back? Okay, let's continue. How are you going to send it back? They said, no, don't send it back empty-handed. You have to send a asham, right? What is the asham?
Korban.
Guilt offering. You made a mistake bringing it here. What kind of korban? The statue of the hemorrhoid plus the statue of the mice. How many? 5 and 5, because there are 5 governors, 5 towns. Okay, so put them in the box, send it, right? Now we continue. And they said, the last pasuk that we had was pasuk that says we should send it so Hashem will go easy on you and will cure you if you do that. ולמה תכבדו את לבבכם? Now this governors of the Philistines, they're telling the people, and on top of the people are begging them, let us know what to do with this. They say, oh, don't make your heart heavy, because sometimes you want to do the right thing, but then, oh no, you get tempted. Let me keep it for a few more days. No, don't make your heart like what Paro did. Right? כאשר כיבדו מצרים ופרעה. Look at that. This is almost 400 years past from the Kiryat Yamsuf. Like 369 years we had of the Shoftim. This is also years after that. Still they remember the Goyim. They remember what happened to Paro Mitzrayim. You see what effect it had. So it says, do not act like them to harden their heart. Like Paro and Mitzrayim, that they hardened their heart. Hello, Kasher.
400 years?
It approximately 400, because 369 years was the time of Shoftim, and then 40 years was in the Midbar. There's also some years past till now. Around.
So it's about 610 then.
Why?
369 plus 40 years,
It's almost 400 years.
410. 370 plus 40, 410 years.
Okay. بله. כאשר התהללו, okay. Hello, כאשר התהלל bam. Didn't you see that Hashem make fun of them? וישלחום וילכו, and then he sent them and they went. It's very interesting that what did Hashem
They
do?
remember.
They remember that Hashem was playing with the
Egyptians.
Up and down. Blood comes, goes away. This comes, Sephardi comes, goes away. Right? So they remember. ועתה קחו ועשו עגלה חדשה. And now look at the way they want to do it. They still want to test Hashem. What did they say? First of all, get a brand new agala, which is so far is good. חדשה אחת, ושתי פרות עלות, and 2 nursing cows. Why nursing cows? On purpose. That was their test. Nursing cows they want to stay with their babies. They don't want to go travel alone. So they want to see if they would go or they stay. Right? That was their test. They put it, let the cow go on himself. Let's see where it goes. Is it going to stay or it's going to go? Right? The babies are here. We're going to see in the next pasuk. It says, we're going to lock down the babies at home. So the cow wants to be with his baby. He's nursing still. So two nursing cows. So from this we see they are female. Later on we see they bring him as Olah. That's a question, how are you going to bring female cow as Olah? Olah should be
Bulls.
Zachar. We're going to get to that question. Okay? I'm just giving you a heads up. Okay. Asher lo ala alehem all. Again, another test was bring a cause that you never put yoke on it. Now you're going to put them on this heavy wagon. They normally don't like it. Right? For the first time you're putting them on a wagon, they never carried anything. They go crazy. Okay? ואסרתם את הפרות בעגלה, so tie this cows to the wagon, והשיבותם ביניהם מאחריהם הביתה, and send their calves behind them at the house. So you keep the calves, the baby cows, and send the mothers.
چی میگه سند مخرهم
מאחריהם, پشتشون باشه.
مخرهم abide.
Behind them. Don't put it in front of them, put them behind them. So that means what? The car naturally wants to turn around. You want to see if they want to go forward towards the SSL or they're going to turn around. ולקחתם את אהרון השם ונתתם אותו אל העגלה, and take the Aaron of Hashem and put it on the wagon, ואת כלי הזהב אשר השיבותם לו אשם, and all those golden vessels, those statues that they made that you returning as a guilt offering to them, תשימו בארגז מסדו, put it in a box, in a chest, next to it, ושילחתם אותו והלך, and you send it and let it go.
Wow.
וראיתם את הדרך, גבולו יעלה בית שמש, so you have look at the route and the border of it, that it goes to Beit HaShemesh, the road that goes to Beit HaShemesh, Hu Asalanu. If they go straight, basically, to Beit Shemesh, that means all these things, all these problems that came, he did. Who? Referring to Hashem. Hashem did it to us. Beit Hara HaGedolah Hazot. And all these bad things was from him. Ve'im lo, you see, they still have a doubt, right? Go is always the goy, right? Ve'im lo, ve'adanu kilo yadon nageh banu. If they don't go straight, naturally cows, they turn around, they want to go to their kids. If not, we know that it wasn't his hand that hid us. Mikrehu hayalano. This just happened. Right? Like all these people who don't believe, they say, it happens, coincidence. Disease come to the world. What do you mean? Hashem said. Right? So, interesting enough, this argaz, when Gemara Yoma counts the items that were in Kodesh HaKodashim, it says there was obviously the Aaron, and next to it was the Man, the Shemen HaMishcha, the staff of Aaron, that flower, and this argaz. This box they took and put it in Kodesh HaKodashim. Why? What it has to do with anything? Because if you look at the items that were there, those are only what man has to do with in Kodesh HaKodashim, right? That was their food. Right? So the things that they showed clearly that Hashem's miracle to the whole nation, those are the items they put in Kodesh HaKodashim. So this argaz since showed, right, Hashem's hand, that he was the one that was punishing the Palestinians. So even the Palestinians, by the end, they started believing that it was Hashem. So it was big enough miracle to put it, the box in the
box
Kodesh.
of mouse and the thing?
Yeah, it was golden mouse and golden. It was in the box. They put the box inside the Kodesh. Because it was a miracle. It shows the miracle that.
همشون وایسادن همشون بلند شدن وایسادن
וישימו את אהרון השם אל העגלה ואת הארגז ואת עכברי הזהב ואת צלמי תחוריהם. So they put the Aaron of Hashem on the wagon and the chest and the mice, golden mice, and the image of their hammers. They put them all in the box inside there in the wagon, and they stand to see what's going to happen, what the car's going to do on their own. Vayasharna haparot. Now this is a very interesting word. Peshat is, Rashi says, Peshuto, derech yashar. They went straight, yashar. But what? It also comes from Shira, right? Vayasharna. So Gemara says the cows were walking and singing. Yes, they are carrying luchot. They're so happy. So they were singing. But all different machloket, what were they singing? One says Az Yashir, the other one says all different ronu, different mizmorot. Anyways, there's Roni. There's a Shira in the Tehillim, right? All those different shirot was a machloket in Gemara. One says they sang this, the other one says they sang this. Question is, if the cows actually was singing, why, when Pirkei Avot talks about the miracles that happened, when Hashem opened the mouth of Bilam's donkey, and he said this must have been from the Yamei Bereshit, 6 days of Bereshit. Why? Because En Chadash Tachad Hashemesh, right? Why doesn't he talk about this? Where else did you see that cow talks? Different answers. One answer was this is also included in that. The other answer is Ben Yoyada, which is Ben Ishchai, writes that this was just when Bilam's donkey, he spoke intelligent, like he was really having an organ. This was a thing that coming out of the angels of the animals. The animals also have angels. The sound was coming from them, but it looked like it comes from their mouth. They're moving their mouth. You'll see later on the morning, and the song was coming. People could hear the songs. So Vayashana, that's what this is, Vayashana. That's a beautiful answer by Ben Yoyada. Okay, Vayashana parot bederech, on the road, al derech Bet Shemesh, until they get to Bet Shemesh. B'mesila achad, in one path. Basically, they went very, very straight. Not turning even a little bit. Not tilting a little bit. They went straight path. B'mesila achad halchu. Haloch be'ga'u. They were going and mourning. Why? Because they missed their babies. They left their babies around. So they also were not... And on one hand, they were
singing, on one hand, they were
upset, right? Velo saru yamin usmol, they didn't turn right or left. Vesarnei Pelishtim holchim acherehem, the leaders, the governors of the Palestinians, they going after them, they walking behind them. Ad Gebul Bet Shemesh, they went all the way to the border of Bet Shemesh. They wanted to see, is it really from Hashem? Because that was their sign. So this happened, exactly what they said it happened. It went straight, without turning, without even tilting a little bit. There's a straight path to Bet Shemesh. ובית שמש, קוסרים כסיר, חיטים בעמק. And people of the Bet Shemesh, they were busy cutting, harvesting weeds in the valley. וישאו את עיניהם, and they raised their eyes. ויראו את אהרון וישמחו לראות. And they raised as they saw the Aaron, and they were happy to see it. והעגלה באה אל שדה יהושע בית השמשי. העגלה came to the field of a fellow called Yehoshua from Bet Shemesh. ותעמוד שם, and stop there. That was the last stop. That's it. Stop there, didn't move. ושם אבן גדולה, and over there was a big stone. So what happened? ויבקעו את עצי העגלה. They chopped the woods of the wagon. ואת הפרות העלו עולה להשם. And they brought those cows as a olah to Hashem. Okay, now a few different things here. happening.
Ola.
First of all, they bringing Olaver on that stone. Right? What happened to the Shiloh? So from this we see the Shiloh was already destroyed. Right? And once Shiloh is destroyed, the Bamot are mutar. Remember we said Bamot. Bamot is a private altar, right? The private mizbeach is asur as long as there is Shiloh or Beit HaMikdash. Once Beit HaMikdash, they never get mutar anymore. But once Shiloh was destroyed, they were allowed to bring it. And what happened to the Olah? They right supposed to be male. These were female cows. But it says in a Bama, not a problem. You could bring female also. The male is only for the real Mizbech. Mizbech Shiloh, the Beit HaMikdash, or those public Mizbech, you're not allowed to bring female. But privately, you could bring. So that was the two questions that we had. Okay. והלוויים הורידו את אהרון השם ואת הארגז אשר איתו. So the Levim came and they brought down the Aaron of Hashem and the Argaz, the box that it was
Next to it.
with it, next to it. Asher bo keli zahav, that these items of gold were in it. Ve'asimu el ha'even ha'gadolah, and they put it on the big stone. ואנשי בית השמש העלו עולות, and people of בית שמש, they brought עולות, sacrifices, ויזבחו זבחים, and they brought different kind of sacrifices, ביום ההוא להשם, that day to Hashem. Okay? וחמשה סרני פלשתים ראו. So those 5 governors, they saw. וישובו Ekron ביום ההוא. And they went back to Ekron. Ekron was one of the towns of the Palestinians. They went back to Ekron on that day. We are up to Yud Zayin, Pasuk Yud Zayin. ואלה תוכרי הזהב אשר השיבו פלשתים אשם להשם. These are the Hammerites of gold that the Palestinians, it's a disease, it's a shape of a disease. They made it from gold and they put it in the box. So these are the ones that I'll show it to you.
Show him.
Asher Eshivu Palestine Asham LaHashem, as a sacrifice, as a guilt offering to Hashem. LaAshdod Echad. So now it's telling you how many towns they had. That's what the five governors were from these places. These are the towns of Palestinians. Ashdod for 1. LaAza Echad, and 1 for Azah. This is Gaza. Yeah, those are the towns of Palestinians. Each one had his own governor or mayor, and each one they brought 5 for these five regions. LeEshkelon Echad, Ashkelon was also one of them. LeGat Echad, LeEkron Echad. For Gat 1 and for Ekron 1.
الان اشدود و اشکلون و گت اسرائیلی.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. V'achbarei hazahav, and the mice, golden mice. Mispar kol arei Peleshtim. It was the same number of the towns of Palestine. Again, 5 towns, 5 mice. ל-15 סרנים, for 5 governors. מעיר מבשר ועד כופר הפרזי, from the fortified cities until the open villages. ועד אבל הגדול ועד אבל הגדולה אשר הניחו עליה, until, instead of Evan here it says Evel, if you pay attention. Right? Avel HaGadol. Pasuk Yud Chet. Right? Until the big stone Why it's called Zid Avel? Because Rashi mentions that later on that it's going to be big funeral here. It's a big problem. The Jews start dying here, and it becomes a big problem. So he calls it instead of Even Avel. Even Agadol. מפני שאירה להם אבלות בדבר, because the אבלות happened in this because of what they did here.
And what they did here.
We'll see soon. Something they did wrong, a lot of people died on that stone. Right?
What are they doing right now? What are they doing now?
This is when they put the Aaron on top of the stone and they brought sacrifices. Right? So we'll see what happens. Asher inichu aleha, that they put the Aaron on it. There was a big stone there. They put the Aaron on it. Ve'ed Aaron Hashem ad hayom hazeh b'sadeh Yehoshua bet Hashemishi. Until that day, in the Sadeh of Yehoshua, house of Shemishi. Until now, it's called Bet Avel.
In times of
That's
Shemuel Hasadih.
Shemuel that wrote the book.
پس اهرون خودش هنوز اونجاه.
نه نمیگه Aaron اینجاست. It doesn't say Aaron.
The stone is there.
The stone is still there. They're referring to the stone. Okay, what happened? ויח באנשי בית השמש. Hashem punished people of בית שמש. Why? כי ראו בארון Hashem. Because they saw
inside.
Aaron Hashem. It doesn't say Aaron, it says Ba'aron. So according to one opinion, the punishment was because they saw Ba'aron, inside the Aaron. Right?
No, let's see inside the oven.
No. You're not even allowed to touch it. Right? What happened is, okay, it's nice. Wow, look, it's in out and open. It's not in Kodesh Kodeshim. When else we're going to see what's inside it? Let's take a peek. Right?
کجا میدونستن که عربا جاش چیز دیگه نذاشتن آوردن تو
Okay.
می‌خواستن به چک کنن.
It's not their job to do that. Kohen Gadol
The
has to do it.
cows not back from touching.
ها؟
Cows were not touching it. It was carried by a wagon.
پس
How did it
چجوری؟
get on the wagon?
The Palestinians put it.
یه
Okay.
نفر
Didn't
دیگه
die?
I guess not. Okay, a lot of Palestinians there. We'll see. Okay, so therefore, some say it was this. And Gemara also argues the different arguments why they died. Another opinion is they were looking at Aaron. They saw Aaron came. Okay, they're happy, beautiful, dance a little bit, go back to work. Right? They didn't stop their job because Aaron is there. Our job is more important. Right? As if. So that's another reason they died. Different Gemara gives different reasons. Okay, so the Vayach Ba'am Shivim Ish, he killed 70 people. Chameshim Aleph, 50,000 ish. So the Vav is missing. If we wanted to say 50,070, you needed to say Shivim Ish Vechameshim Aleph. Here the Vav is missing. So different interpretations, right? Rashi brings that could mean different things. Shivim ish shekol echad haya shekol kechameshim. That's one of them. He killed 70 people, but each one of them was equal to chameshim aleph, to 50,000.
Does that make sense? They were all strong.
No, important people. Rosh Yeshiva. Right? They have 50,000 students.
تا هفته که میشه 35 تا اینجا میگه 50 تا
50,000.
50,000
He killed 70 people, each one of them equal to 50,000 people. Equal to
each
one of them. Oh, Chameshim Aleph ish, or Rashi brings the other side also. Maybe it means that Hashem killed 50,000 people, Shekol Echad Shekol Keshivim Sanhedrin. And each one of them was important like the Sanhedrin of 70, the 70 judges in Sanhedrin.
Wow.
Another interpretation that Gemara brings actually is the interpretation that Abardanel brings. Abardanel brings, he killed 70 Jews, that's why there is no vav in between, and 50,000 Palestinians.
No, it's
Yeah, that won't be like, right? So the 70, it could be both of them right? The 70 Jews that they killed, they were very important. Each one like the 50,000 people. But then, on the other hand, all the Palestinians, they had this disease, they died. How many died? 50,000. Okay, anyways, what was a very big tragedy for this punishment. The people started mourning because Hashem gave them such a big punishment, such a big blow. ויאמרו אנשי בית שמש מי יכול לעמוד? So people of the בית שמש, they said, who can stand לפני השם אלוקים, האלוקים, in front of Hashem, הקדוש הזה, this holy Hashem, they realized that the Shekhinah, when Aaron is there, Shekhinah is there, we can't stand here. ואל מי יעלם עלינו, right, and who's gonna take it from us? The Aaron, they didn't want it there anymore. It's killing us, right? וישלחו מלאכים אל יושבי קריית יערים, and they send messengers to the people who live in Kriyat Yarim, that's another town in Eretz Israel, Lemor, to tell them, Eshivu Peleshtim et Aaron, the Palestinians, they brought back Aaron Hashem. Another thing that Gemara says, that over there, when they saw the Aaron, they didn't right away go, oh, let's think about taking it back to Mishkan, do something. And they just left it there, and they're doing their own thing. Now they realize they have to do something. Go call people to come and take it, right? So he said that here, Aaron came back, Redu Aleinu, come down to us, right? Redu, come down to us, He'elu oto alechem, and take it to your own town. Take it from us. Now, next chapter, we're going to see where they're going to take it and what they're going to do with it. Bezrat Hashem,
next week.
Monday.